After being declared unfit to work, a pilot crashes a plane with over 100 passengers in the French Alps. We have the latest coming up.
And San Diego activists filled the streets of downtown in order to bring awareness to the 43 missing students of Mexico.
Summer weather is here. Find out if the record-breaking temperatures will be hitting the county. Hello and welcome to this edition of Newscene. I'm Nate Holmes.
And I'm Daniel Wright. Thank you for joining us.
Tuesday, a Germanwings plane carrying 150 people crashed in the French Alps, killing everyone on board. Angie White has more with the story and the details of why the co-pilot allegedly crashed a plane on purpose and why.
Thank you, Nate. French investigators have claimed from recovered voice recorders found in the debris that the crash was on purpose. Investigators believe that the 28-year-old co-pilot Andreas Lubitz locked himself in the cockpit and started the deadly descent while the captain was gone. The CEO of the German airline, Carsten Spohr, had this to say about Lubitz's actions.
After the captain has left the cockpit, he tried to regain access where there were knocks on the doors, according to the French authorities, and the door was either kept locked or not opened in the way it was supposed to be. And that for sure is a clear indication that the remaining pilot, the co-pilot, didn't want the captain to return.
So the question remains, why would this young pilot purposely crash a plane? Investigators are getting closer to finding an answer. Just this morning, authorities found a ripped-up medical leave note in the German pilot's home that stated Lubitz is not to fly due to medical reasons, making him unfit to work. To prevent from a similar event from happening again, German airlines have announced new rules that require 2 authorized people in the cockpit at all times. Nate, that's the latest we have tonight. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Angie. 2 people continue to be unaccounted for after the explosion that took place at a building in Manhattan on Thursday evening. Nicholas Figueroa was at a sushi restaurant during the time of the explosion. The woman Figueroa had lunch with is now in the hospital. The other person that is missing is an employee at a sushi shop who was reported missing by his brother. 25 people were injured and 4 of them in critical condition.
President Obama has announced his new strategy to withdraw troops in Afghanistan. The president plans to keep 9,800 troops to train Afghan forces instead of reducing numbers to 5,500, according to the White House. This decision was announced during Obama's meeting with Afghan President Ashraf Ghani on Tuesday. 3,000 NATO troops are supporting the process. The long-term plan is to completely withdraw all troops by the end of 2016.
The Army is now pressing charges against former Sergeant Bo Bergdahl after all. It was revealed this Thursday that he's being charged with desertion while on duty in Afghanistan back in 2009. Bergdahl was kept captive and tortured by the Taliban for 5 years and finally freed in exchange for 5 Taliban commanders in 2014. If convicted, the soldier could be facing life in prison.
An emotional scene along the U.S.-Mexican border this week as the mother of a U.S. veteran receives her son's ashes. Daniela Porter has the story.
People don't realize many veterans who have served in the United States Armed Forces has been deported.
And being a veteran does not protect you from being deported.
Heather is an attorney that helped Fernando Cervantes overturn his deportation, but this is not the norm.
The only way a veteran can legally, without going through the system, can legally come back to the United States is in a pine box.
Many veterans are living without medical assistance in countries they didn't grow up in. Most of those veterans will die away from families and friends before returning to the United States.
Gonzalo Chaides, a U.S. Army veteran, was deported years ago and died in Tijuana, Mexico on March 10, 2015. His mother, Francisca, expresses how she felt that night. She says she knew inside something was happening to him. The 82nd Airborne Honor Guard paid tribute to Gonzalo Chaides at Friendship Park last Sunday. It was organized by a group called the Border Angels. The ceremony included giving a burial flag to his mother and other family members. Also, a mass by Father Temo Roger. Chaides is not the first veteran or the last one who will be deported. Sadly, he returned to his home country in ashes. For Newscene, I'm Daniela Porter.
Chavez have been living in Rosarito Beach, Mexico with other deported veterans. You can find more information on Facebook about the Deported Veterans Support House organization.
And it was also an emotional scene earlier this week as hundreds of people took part in a peaceful march in downtown San Diego. At center stage were some of the parents of the missing 43 students from Mexico. They came here to remind Americans not to forget. The largest social movement in Mexico crosses the border to San Diego right here at City College. Caravana 43 held a series of events with classmates and parents of the missing students from Ayotzinapa. A conference was held on campus headlined by Angel Neri, a student who actually survived the attack and escaped. He recounts how he was tricked and unknowingly led his classmates to danger.
And like that, I told 3 of my classmates, let's go pick up some buses. One of them said I have to do my report, but all right, let's go. So we went. Imagine, without knowing, I was practically taking my classmates to their death.
Parents of the students are hopeful their children are still alive, but are worried about their condition.
Where is my son? How is he? If he has eaten? If he hasn't? If he's cold? And this is every night, every day, thinking the same things.
City College students, along with other San Diego activists, gathered to bring awareness to the missing 43 students in Mexico. They started on campus and marched through the streets of downtown and ended here at the Federal Building on Front Street.
We are marching so the government knows that we haven't forgotten about this situation, that it hasn't been solved. Nobody has done anything about it. And here in San Diego and worldwide, we have to raise awareness internationally so they see that impunity in Mexico isn't happening in silence.
It's horrible, is all I can say. And we have to protect our kids. We fight for them.
It's not that they don't want to talk about it. It's that over there, TV networks, TV Azteca and Televisa, don't pass along the facts as it is. They just simply make up news or pretend nothing's happening. They want to cover the sun with one finger, and they can't do that.
When I heard about it, I was really worried, very worried, because I was calling my son, and he wasn't answering. And I spent half day calling him, and he wasn't picking up his phone. It was the worst feeling. It was terrible to be waiting to get to the school because we live far away from his school, and not finding my son was the worst.
Caravana 43 did not expect the turnout to be this big, but they say they are grateful for those who came to support the cause.
Honestly, we weren't expecting this welcome. We imagined that there'd be a few students, but we never imagined there'd be so many people. And we take great pride because you can tell that these are people that want to do something.
Caravana 43 will be at Fresno State this weekend and UC Santa Cruz next week before making their way to Washington, D.C. And later in sports, find out what disturbing video went viral this weekend.
Keeping the San Diego Chargers in San Diego is still a topic of discussion around town. We'll have the latest after the break.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
A woman and her dog were seriously hurt Tuesday when she and her dog were struck by a car in Del Mar. The woman was transported to Scripps Memorial Hospital with life-threatening injuries. Her dog was taken to a local animal hospital. The crash is under investigation, though residents say the son at that time may have been a factor in the accident. The kidnapping murderers of 3-year-old baby girl have been captured. Wednesday, a woman and 3 others were arrested in Long Beach and El Segundo, charged with the kidnapping and murder of Eliza de la Cruz. The suspects are also charged with the attempted kidnapping and assault of a 23-year-old woman in El Segundo. Investigators believe the woman was targeted for her 4-year-old son. Baby Eliza's body was found 100 miles from her home in an Imperial Beach dumpster. 3 of the accused are being held without bail. The 4th accused has his bail set at $1 million.
New information has been released in the case of a 7-year-old girl who was almost kidnapped in Solana Beach. It happened at Skyline Elementary. The suspect tried to grab the girl and tape her head, but she was able to get free. After hearing her scream, a teacher and janitor ran after the man got away. But police are now looking for a silver Ford Flex with a black roof. The suspect is described as a white male about 6 feet tall. He was wearing a red and white shirt, white pants, and a green hat. Anyone with information is asked to call police. And heart surgery technology has given 2 San Diego twins a new life. The twin brothers are in recovery from receiving a delightful heart transplant at Rady Children's Hospital. The 11-year-old Eric Montana received his new heart in January. His brother Raul enjoyed the same success later in March. They became the first recipient of transplant surgery in the county. The brothers now can walk, play sports, and are breathing pretty normal. They are remaining in the hospital until any infections will be removed entirely. And a teenage girl was convicted Tuesday of starting the deadly Cocos fire. A judge ruled the teenager intentionally started the fire in a neighbor's backyard that sparked the flames. The girl told investigators she knew it was wrong, but she wanted to see what would happen. The judge ruled that she acted maliciously but did not intend to harm or burn any homes. She will be back in juvenile court on April 15th, where rehabilitation is the goal. The Cocos fire destroyed more than 35 homes and costed nearly $28 million.
San Diego has a new year-round home for the homeless population, for the largest homeless population in the nation. The city council unanimously approved St. Vincent de Paul in the East Village to replace the winter tent shelter that closed Friday, April 1st. The new shelter will be in a pre-existing building with 350 beds by July 1st. Up to 40% of those beds will be reserved for U.S. veterans. St. Vincent de Paul will also take over management of the Neil Day Center in order to have all services under one roof.
It looked like San Diego's deteriorating public facilities will be getting a renovation. They have been waiting for years. San Diego has been ranked among the worst of the nation's municipalities, and after a year of legal delays, the San Diego Council has authorized a $120 million infrastructure bond that will smooth out potholes-ridden roads, update and rebuild San Diego fire stations, and improve the city's storm drain systems that will also help with assist water conservation.
County officials unveiled their proposal to keep the San Diego Chargers in San Diego. Mayor Kevin Faulkner announced the city's plan to retain consultants, attorneys, and other experts to negotiate terms of a new stadium. The deal is expected to call for the city and county to split consulting costs 50-50. The proposal will go before the City Council and County Board of Supervisors next month for approval.
And now we go to sports. With that, we're hitting close to home. Emerald is here with more. Hi, Emerald.
Hi. Fans attending a lucha libre match in Tijuana, Mexico, unknowingly cheered on the death of a superstar wrestler. Pedro Aguayo Ramirez, better known by his stage name, Hijo del Perro Aguayo, dropped dead in the ring after a fly kick sealed his fate. He fell onto the ropes where he lay as the match went on without interruption. This video may be disturbing to some viewers. The fighter who gave the fatal kick is another famous wrestler, Rey Mysterio Jr. Aguayo Ramirez is in black, while Rey Mysterio Jr. has his signature black and yellow mask with 619, the San Diego area code, on his pants. Aguayo Ramirez's funeral took place on Sunday and was buried Monday. Rey Mysterio Jr. was present and even helped carry the casket. He sent out a string of tweets where he mentioned his brotherly love for Hijo del Perro Aguayo. The cause of death was whiplash. The Baja California District Attorney opened an investigation to charge Rey Mysterio Jr. with manslaughter, but so far no arrest has been made. And on a much lighter note, March Madness is heating up as the fight for the Elite Eight began this Thursday. We had Xavier lose to favorite Arizona. The same fate befell Wichita State and North Carolina, leaving Wisconsin and Notre Dame to advance. And did you watch the Kentucky game? The undefeated team blew out poor West Virginia in 78-39 game. But no surprise there. So it's not looking like we have a Cinderella story so far. But if you tend to pick chalk on your brackets, then you're in good shape. Tonight we got UCLA going up against Gonzaga, NC State against Louisville, Michigan State against Oklahoma Sooners, and finally Duke against Utah. And that rounds up the NCAA tournament, but we have a local team that has also performed very well and advanced to the CIF championship. Janae Fulcher has the story.
The Tories have a long history of state championship runs, with today's appearance being their 9th. Seniors Isabel Aguirre and Sydney Collins are excited to end their season on a high note.
It's really exciting because we've been, to state 3 times, both of us, or this will be the 3rd time. So we've won 1, lost 1, so it's really exciting. We really want to get this win.
Freshman year we played some great players, and now this is our time to be the great players on the court and win.
A difficult preseason schedule has head coach Terry Bamford confident that her team will win it all.
We've played a tough preseason game. We played number 1 team in the nation in Mater Dei. We played number 3 team in the nation in St. Mary's of Stockton. The competition that I put the girls against prepared them for this, so they've been in that situation before.
The girls are facing Eastside College Prep, a team that's 25-5. Alumni Kelsey Plum came back to Country Day to cheer on her teammates and remind them of the school's hallowed traditions.
I've had a lot of great people mentor me, so it's kind of the Country Day tradition to pass it on. So now I get the opportunity to talk to them and just give them advice and, really encouragement. But it's a tradition we have here, and we're a big family, so I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
The girls left Thursday morning with their heads held high and their eyes on the state championship trophy. Reporting from La Jolla Country Day School, I'm Janae Fulcher, Newscene.
The California state title went to La Jolla Country Day Tories, beating Eastside 40-36. Congratulations, Tories. We're very proud of our San Diego girls bringing home the trophy once more. Now back to you two at the desk.
Thank you, Emerald. Yes, congratulations to them.
When we return, we'll find out which popular organic food company may be putting you at risk.
And spring break is around the corner. Find out what you can expect.
Draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
The first annual social justice continued today at the San Diego City College. The two-day event brought together students, facility administrators, and community members interested in learning more about social justice and education. Multiple panels took place at City College where the public had the opportunity to watch movies, listen to speakers, and ask questions. Thursday, the documentary film The House We Live In was screened. It challenges the government's so-called war on drugs and problems with the cycle of incarceration of young black men in the United States. David Kuhn is the film's producer.
The war on drugs has failed. 40 years after it started with President Nixon, $1 trillion has been spent, 45 million people have been arrested, and drug use has not gone down. So when you have a war and it fails, you should stop the war.
A panel of experts joined David in the conversation with students and attendees. They encouraged people to register to vote and try to get involved to make changes to public policies. Spring break 2015 begins March 30th to April 4th. Campus at City College will be closed. The warm weather in San Diego is encouraging to everyone to have fun outdoors.
And now that spring has officially sprung, the San Diego Zoo has some exciting new events in store. Elizabeth Baker has the story.
The theme is connecting the dots. Spotted critters can be seen all throughout the park, along with their trainers explaining the importance of their spots in different camouflaging. Families will get a chance to meet animals up close and personal, learning fascinating facts about amazing creatures.
And the unique thing about this species is they can actually ball up all the way. So here's his tail, here's his head, and they can protect themselves that way.
Also, they're going to have characters dressed up as animals throughout the park, and Dr. Zoolittle is going to be giving explanations about certain animals and how they interact in their environment.
Dr. Zoolittle is a longtime character we've had here. He does a lot of great kids shows that are fun and entertaining, a chance for parents to kind of sit down and relax, but they're also very educational. You actually learn a lot without realizing it.
Kids will get a chance to meet Peter and Paula Cottontail. A photo booth is set up so the little ones can get a picture with the Easter Bunny. And there are also some new additions. A baby hippo was just born, and there are also 2 baby jaguars. It's a great time to experience that mommy and baby bond along with your family at San Diego Zoo's Play Days. This is Elizabeth Baker for Newscene.
Oh, that looks amazing. The San Diego Zoo's Play Days will be open from 9 a.m. to 7, and it's open now until April 15th.
A new grocery store chain takes over Bakersfield Albertson stores. 3 of the grocery stores in Bakersfield will be converted into Hagen's. The store chain has operated in Washington and Oregon for decades and has expanded from 18 stores to 164 stores from California to Oregon. Hagen will take ownership of 83 stores in California, almost all of them Albertsons or Vons.
And you may want to double check your freezer for any meals from Amy's Kitchen. The company is recalling 74,000 cases of its frozen foods that may include contaminated spinach that say one of their suppliers may have received organic spinach infected with listeria. No illnesses have been reported. Foods affected may include vegetarian lasagna, tofu scrambles, enchiladas, and brown rice bowls. For a full list of the recalled items, go to the FDA website at fda.gov.
It's not safe to eat anything anymore. Record-breaking temperatures may be hitting the county. Stay tuned for more after the break.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
San Diego is leading the way in solar energy, ranking second nationally. According to a new study released by Environment California, the category included all kinds of solar installations, whether rooftop, utility scale. Even Mayor Kevin Faulkner, Councilman Todd Gloria, and Environmental California representatives held a news conference to discuss the results. The study found that the U.S. had 2,500 megawatts of solar electric capacity at the end of last year, enough to power 4 million homes. And there has been some great heat coming in the San Diego County. We send it out to Upteen.
Thanks, Nate. Right, for you folks that been following this weather, we're really on the melting spot. Now we give us a story how our weather taking change. We'll start from New York and East Coast. You see those areas that certainly covered with the blue, and it means like we have a lower temperature, as lowest as 35 in all New York, Boston, and even if you go down to Miami, you see surprisingly 65, as the lowest the temperature in this coastline area we could get. However, if you go compare today but tomorrow, you see extremely the big heat is on the way. Miami will rise to 77, even New York and Boston will slightly change. And by giving that, the wind coming out of the Atlantic Ocean will give variety of the temperature. And once we go to the Midwest, still we see tonight, there is a beautiful, windy breezing through all those areas and covered with the blue. It means we have a lower temperature as 30, 44, and even 54 all the way from Chicago and Kansas. However, it's still tomorrow, if you look at it, you see dramatic a change and extremely hot. All the areas will be covered shifting to the red and yellow, and it means the temperature go as high as 77, 54, and 79. So it means if you are in those areas, you must be considering going out and get your water, and it's going to be very dry, come out of the desert. Also, in West Coast states like California and Nevada, if you see, we have a mellow temperature tonight. It starts from Los Angeles, 60 degrees, and it's even getting more down to 54 and 44 on East Coast. However, San Diego weather will be fair weather on top. Temperature will be really cool, and we have expect a sunny days on the way. 82, 61 today. Tomorrow will be 77, mostly sunny in most areas. Partly cloudy on Sunday with 76 degrees. Monday and Tuesday 75. So we have a beautiful weather, and if you go anywhere, stay out, enjoy, and be at the beach. And I'm sure you guys also looking forward to see.
Thank you. And don't forget, next week is spring break. That's it for this edition of Newscene. I'm Nate Holmes.
I'm Daniel Wright. Thank you for joining us.